Dear friends, we already started with topic number 3, that is transistor amplifier, and we studied the meaning of amplifier. Amplifier is the electronic circuit that increases the strength of weak signal provided to its input. Amplification is the process by means of which one can increase the strength of weak signal. Then we studied plan of our lecture with which we are going to complete this particular topic. After that, we have studied the basic action of BJT as an amplifier, where we have studied how BJT is going to act as an amplifier. Then we studied the classification of amplifiers depends upon various factors. Almost all we have studied 8 types of classifications. Friends, today to proceed further, we are going to start with the analysis of amplifier. As we already studied how BJT is going to act as an amplifier, it's biasing. Now we are going to proceed to analyze the same amplifier circuitry by choosing one of the biasing method out of 4 which we have studied. Basically, in amplifier, biasing power supply is connected, and by choosing a necessary biasing method, one can set a proper magnitude of currents and voltages which is going to make operating point stable in the center of the load line in the active region of the output characteristic curve. And we are well aware that when operating point is adjusted exactly on the center of the load line in the active region, naturally input junction is forward biased and output junction is reverse biased, and BJT is going to acting it as an amplifier. We are going to extend the same concept further for the purpose of analysis. We are going to perform the analysis of amplifier in 2 ways. One is DC analysis. In DC analysis, we are disconnecting the AC supply, and only just by connecting the VCC, that is a DC supply, we are going to analyze that particular circuit. And second one is the AC analysis. AC analysis is a type of analysis in which the DC supply is disconnected, whereas the input signal to be amplified is kept only. By using this particular concept, we are going to perform the analysis of both the DC as well as AC aspects. So let us begin to understand the description wise meaning of analysis of amplifier. In amplifier, DC battery source is used as to set the biasing current and voltage known as a quiescent current and voltage, due to which we get amplified output. So that means one has to stabilize the position of the operating point by supplying the proper magnitude of DC supply. The analysis of amplifier is done to determine AC and DC current. That means To perform the analysis of amplifier, we are going to determine the AC and DC current, voltage gain, input resistance, output resistance, and also the power gain. So these factors are we are going to determining. And determination of these factors means current gain, voltage gain, power gain, input resistance, output resistance is known as performing the analysis of that particular amplifier. As I told you that there are two types of the analysis. First one is DC analysis. In DC analysis, friends, please do remember this particular process because we are applying this process continuously for analyzing the next coming amplifier circuitry. So that's fine. I request you to please remember the process of DC analysis as well as the AC analysis. In DC analysis, AC source is reduced to 0. Means to perform the DC analysis, AC signal to be amplified is made 0, it is disconnected. And that path is short circuited and current source is open circuited. AC source is removed, voltage source if there exists is short circuited, and if there exists a current source then it is open circuited. If any coupling capacitors which are connected, open all those capacitors because they block the DC. And we are analyzing DC, therefore those should be open. The circuit so obtained is called as a DC equivalent circuit that is used for the purpose of analysis. In the process, in this particular aspect, the process of generating equivalent circuit for a DC analysis is given, and the process is that make the AC source 0. If voltage source is adjusted, get it short circuited. If it is current source, get it open circuited. If capacitors are used, make them as an open circuit. By doing that, whatever the circuit diagram which are obtained from the main amplifier circuitry, it is called as DC equivalent circuit that can be used for the analysis. Then we will proceed to understand the procedure for AC analysis. To perform the AC analysis, now reduce the DC source to 0, try to understand the difference. Here, to AC analysis is to be performed by reducing the DC source to 0, means we are reducing here supply voltage VCC to 0. This voltage source is replaced by short circuit and current source is replaced by open circuit. Short all the capacitors as they bypass AC. As they bypass AC, short circuit all those capacitors. Replace transistor with small signal equivalent model to get AC equivalent circuit of an amplifier that is used for the AC analysis. Meaning thereby, here we have to replace the DC source by 0. By reducing DC source to 0, if voltage source is there, short circuited. If current source is there, then open circuit. Short the all capacitors as they bypass AC. Replace transistor by its small signal equivalent model. And that resulting model is known as AC equivalent amplifier model used to perform the AC analysis. So friends, this is how we have to adapt the procedure to perform the DC as well as AC analysis. Please do remember this process. If you forget this process, it is very difficult to obtain the respective equivalent circuits, and then analysis of amplifier it is not possible. Therefore, again I will make you awake, and that is, do remember the process of the DC analysis as well as the AC analysis. Friends, this is how we have to proceed for the analysis of amplifier. Now we are going to see one by one amplifier circuitry for the purpose of analysis. At the beginning, we are going to consider the analysis of amplifier in common emitter configurations. Friends, we already studied the meaning of common emitter configuration. In common emitter configuration, the circuit diagram is something like this. This is the circuit diagram that is used for common emitter configuration. And the method we have chosen is fixed biasing method to bias the BJT, to adjust the operating point of BJT in the active region or in the center of the load line, to forward bias emitter base junction and also to reverse bias collector base junction, so that it keeps the operating point in the active region and it is going to act as a perfect amplifier. The common emitter amplifier circuitry consists of a transistor in NPN mode whose emitter is grounded. That is, emitter is made common for input as well as output. So that is the reason why we can call it as common emitter circuit. That is, input Vi or Vin or Ves is applied between base and that of emitter, whereas output is taken across collector and that of emitter. In both the cases, emitter is common for input as well as the output. That is the reason why it is called as a common emitter configuration. The capacitors C1 and C2 are going to act as a coupling capacitor. Capacitor C1 couples the input signal to the base of transistor. Capacitor C2 couples the output measuring device to the collector of transistor. In this figure, if you look, we have chosen the fixed bias method which already studied in the second topic. Here the resistance RB is connected between VCC and base that provides the necessary amount of base current which will allow collector current to pass through resistance RC as a load resistance connected between VCC and that of collector, which will develop the amplified output voltage. Friends, we already studied that a small change in input voltage produces large change in collector current, which will produces large change in voltage at the output, and thus the resulting output voltage is known as amplified output voltage. So this is how the BJT in common emitter amplifier is going to act as an amplifier. Same we will see in the description here. To perform the analysis of BJT in common emitter amplifier, the transistor Q in common emitter configuration with fixed bias RB, collector load resistance RL equal to RC, emitter resistance RE, and bypass capacitor C, supply voltage VCC along with the signal source Vs coupled to the amplifier by the coupling capacitor CC. In general, all these aspects are going to be considered. Now, this circuit is to be analyzed. First type of the analysis which we are going to perform is a DC analysis, and by process we are well aware that to undergo DC analysis we have to reduce the AC source to 0 and open all the capacitors in the amplifier circuits. So in the previous circuit these two capacitors are present. AC supply we are applying as a Vi to the input, so these two capacitors are removed and this source is made to be equal to 0, and we are going to obtaining the resulting circuit. So in this case, this signal voltage is 0, emitter is grounded, and resulting circuit so obtained, it is called as a DC equivalent circuit. Now to this circuit we are going to apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law. By applying the Kirchhoff's voltage law, we can get VCC is equal to IBRB plus VBE, which is represented in this particular equation. Therefore, IBRB made to be equal to VCC minus VBE. That is IB equal to VCC minus VBE upon RB. Friends, the value of VBE so developed is very small in comparison with the VCC. So that's why we can neglect VBE and we can get IB equal to VCC upon RB. But IC is equal to IB into beta by the formula of current gain of BZT in common emitter configuration. Therefore, we can get IE is equal to beta IB because IC equal to IE in this particular case. Therefore, the output voltage is equal to IC into RC or IC into RA, which one can be written as the output voltage so developed is VC or VO is equal to IC into RC or IC into RA. So this is the output voltage which is developed. This is the base current, whereas this one is the collector current, which is equal to the emitter current. So these values we have calculated by performing the DC analysis. Here emitter is grounded, that's why V is equal to 0. V is as good as VB is equal to VBE, IB equal to VCC minus VBE upon RB, which we already treated here. IC is equal to beta into IB, we know that. So all these aspects makes you aware how to calculate emitter current, base current and output voltage at the output. So this is what we can call it as it is the DC analysis. Now to proceed to perform the analysis of BZT in common emitter mode, that is known as AC analysis. As per procedure, to perform the AC analysis, we are going to replace the DC source VCC by 0 or it is shorted to ground. Short circuit almost all capacitors in amplifier to get the equivalent circuit, replace that transistor by its small signal model. So this is the original circuitry which we have along with us, that is BZT as an amplifier in common emitter configuration. Now here we are replacing VCC, reducing VCC to 0 and connecting it to ground. We are removing these two capacitors and getting it short circuited. By doing that, we have obtained the equivalent circuit like this. VCC is removed, capacitors are short circuited. Look at here, whatever resistance is there, it is grounded because of short circuiting of VCC to the ground. So by that particular process, we have obtained the AC equivalent circuit of the BZT. Now we are replacing this BZT by its small signal model. That small signal model, here it is represented as beta into RE, beta into, this is the current source, whereas this one is representing, we are not connecting the voltage source because that is the method of analyzing the respective forces. Beta RC is the voltage source, beta IB is the current source, RB is the resistance as it is being used, RC is the resistance which already we have considered it, RO is the output resistance connected in parallel to that of RC. So by replacing this BZT by its equivalent circuit formed by beta into RE and beta IB. Beta IB is the current source, that remember, beta RE is the voltage source. That allows IB is the base current that flows through the input, which is equivalent to the II. VI is the input signal that we have applied. ZI is the input impedance or RI is the input resistance. At the cost of collector current IC that flows through the collector, that will develop voltage VO or VC across the output, resistance RC, IO and IC are the output current that flows, ZO is the output impedance or RO is the output resistance. Now by using this particular circuitry, we are going to calculate current gain, voltage gain, power gain, input impedance or input resistance, output resistance and output impedance. So this is the resulting model to which we can call it as AC equivalent circuit to determine the current gain, voltage gain, power gain and also input resistance along with the output resistance. So let us determine the first factor, that is the input resistance, which is represented by Ri. We know the definition of resistance, that is it is voltage upon current. As being it is input resistance, we can say it is the ratio of input voltage upon input current. By the definition we can say it is the ratio of input voltage is the base voltage, input current is the base current, so that's why VB upon IB is the input resistance by definition. But in the figure, VB is VIN or VI, so that's why Ri is equal to VIN upon IB. But input voltage from the figure, look it here, from this particular figure we can write it, input voltage Vin equal to beta into Re into IB. Putting that value in the equation, Ri is equal to beta into Re into IB upon IB, IB will get cancelled and Ri becomes equal to beta into Re. But input resistance of amplifier is RIS in series and that's equal to RB parallel to beta into RB. RB which we have connected for the biasing purpose. In parallel to that, beta Re means RB parallel to Ri forms the RIS. As here RB is greater than beta into Re, we can write RIS is equal to beta into Re. That is the input resistance of the BZT as an amplifier in common emitter configuration. Friends, now we have to determine output resistance RO. By definition, it is equal to the load resistance RL or that is equal to RC. Means output resistance is equal to whatever resistance which we have connected, that is RO is equal to RL. As the current source beta IB has an infinity internal resistance in the diagram here, look at this current source has an infinity resistance. So that's why output resistance is equal to RO and that's equal to RL, that's equal to RC. Friends, now we are going to determine the current gain. By the definition of current gain which you already studied, which is the ratio of output current upon input current. Here output current is IC, input current is IB. Therefore, current gain AI is equal to IC upon IB and that's equal to beta. This itself is the current gain. Now we are going to determine the voltage gain. It is a ratio of output voltage upon input voltage. Here output voltage is VO, input voltage is VB equal to VN. That's why current gain AB is equal to, by definition, VO upon VIN. That is VC upon VB. But VIN we have already calculated here. Beta into RE into IB. VO is equal to IC into RL. But IC is equal to beta into IB. So that's why we can get VO is equal to beta into IB into RL. But taking the ratio, we can get current gain is equal to beta IB RL upon beta RE into IB. IB cancels, beta cancels. Only the remaining term is RL upon RE. So RL upon RE that represents the voltage gain of amplifier in common emitter configuration. The last parameter which we are going to determine, and that is known as the power gain. Power gain, it is as we have now current gain and voltage gain along with us. By using them we can say power gain, it is the product of current gain into voltage gain. So that's why AP is equal to AI into AV and that's equal to beta into RL upon RE. Beta is the current gain whereas RL upon RE is voltage gain. Friends, this is how we can determine almost all the parameters which are associated for the amplifier in common emitter configuration. But due to emitter feedback, if you connect a emitter resistance Re, input resistance amplifier increases, that reduces the voltage gain, and but there is no effect on output resistance. If you connect load resistance, what will happen? That is represented here. If you connect the emitter resistance, naturally it will provide the feedback, and that's why it will increases the input resistance, which will reduces the voltage gain. It will not affect the output resistance. Second one is emitter bypass capacitor reduces the input resistance of amplifier and increases the voltage gain. If you connect emitter bypass capacitor along with the emitter resistance, this will increases the voltage gain. Next aspect is that when internal source resistance is taken into account, input resistance increases and also which will reduces the voltage gain. By these analysis for common emitter, we are going to draw some conclusions and that is for common emitter amplifier, input impedance is low, input resistance is low, which is in between 1 kilo ohm to 2 kilo ohm. These are used for the designing the amplifier for the practical purposes. So in case of common emitter, it has a low input resistance which is going to lie between 1 kilo ohm to 2 kilo ohm. Output resistance is large, 50 kilo ohm. It is biased but natural. Input resistance is forward biased whereas output junction is reverse biased. So that's why output resistance is large and input resistance is low. Current gain is in between 50 to 500 beta. Voltage gain and power gain are 1500 and 10,000 respectively, as high as it is possible. One aspect is for common emitter amplifier, and that is it produces 180-degree phase change between input and output. Whatever the input signal that we are applying after amplification, whatever the output we are going to get it, in between that both the signals are out of phase by 180 degree. So these are the conclusions which we are going to draw after the analysis of BJT in common emitter configuration. Student friends, that's how we can analyze the amplifiers consequently. So this is what you have to remember about the analysis of amplifier in common emitter configuration. That's all about today. Next time we will go for the common base configuration analysis. Today we will stop. Friends, if you have got any queries, any doubts regarding the topic which we have started, you may ask at any time. When we are going to meet on Zoom Meet, we are going to mobile number is along with you. So those are help to ask your queries. Even you may ask the queries on the WhatsApp group. So that's all about today's lecture.